I am the team leader.
My name is Christian. I worked on the front end.
Hi, my name is Njagi. I was in charge of research.
Hi, I'm Zach. I was in charge of backend development.
Hi, my name is Ismail, and I was working on the documentations.
And this is the formal presentation for the limits of AI for web development in 2023. Over the past few years, AI has been gaining prominence in being used for developing applications and as well specifically in web development. The objective for our project was to find where the limits for utilizing AI chatbots in web development for 2023. Some of the terminology used in this presentation includes ChatGPT, CSS, GitHub, HTML, JavaScript, prompt testing, and SQL. The milestones for this project include Milestone 1, where we researched the requirements for our website solution, Milestone 2, where we applied our knowledge using the requirements to see how our prototype should be built, and Milestone 3, Solution Building. This is where we compiled our findings and our experiences building the website solution using the generated code snippets from the chatbot.
For project deliverables, milestone 1 started with us selecting an AI, and we came to the decision to use ChatGPT 4, even though it was hidden behind a paywall. It was able to find front-end, back-end security requirements needed to build the auction site. For milestone 2, we were able to test if ChatGPT 4 is able to implement the findings for solution 1 by itself. It was unable to fully connect the building blocks for the website. With milestone 3, the building blocks from ChatGPT 4 are made and connected with the front end and back end, as well as implementing the security solutions it recommended. With this, we are able to provide a working auction site. Wrapping up, we submitted the project for C-Day as we were accepted. The formal report with all of our findings is now complete, and the auction site will be presented.
When it came to researching the front-end development of the project, I had to figure out a handful of information, such as the frameworks that could be used, ways to process payments, how to properly set up, manage, and use a GitHub repository. For all of this, ChatGPT was very helpful in directing me towards the information that was beneficial for use during development. When researching a framework to use, ChatGPT was able to help me settle on Flask as it informed me of its simple and easy to use and lightweight nature, allowing us to easily learn and incorporate it without much resistance. And alongside development, ChatGPT mentioned modularization, often informing the separation and organization of files and code to encourage reusability and scalability. Several web pages were developed for this project, such as login, registration, auction listing, item page, as well as a few others for error code handling. The login and registration pages ensure that duplicate errors are not registered, and sessions are also implemented and managed through Flask and verified with the database to ensure that they should be currently active. Although there are downsides when using AI in development, such as consistency of data over long conversations and issues understanding complex code accurately, these are only problematic if you have a more efficient method for gathering information in which AI will accelerate this process altogether by combining responsiveness and high accuracy in results. First off, it is good at troubleshooting and giving directions on where to look for problems in your code and create on-the-fly methods for tasks such as data retrieval and setting, if provided the correct endpoints and data flow. It is exceptionally beneficial at being able to inform the user about APIs, packages, as well as ways to incorporate them to benefit your code, so you don't have to research documentation on all the recommendations it provides, and you can spend more time on developing with them. On top of this, ChatGPT allows you to set custom instructions and provide insights on the user to allow tailored responses, and have also recently released a feature called GPTs, which are going to be even more specialized towards the goals of the users through customization, a GPT store, as well as being able to employ agents for web interaction to perform actions such as check your email.
This is a demonstration of the Team 3 IT Capstone Limits of AI and Web Development project. On execution of the server, an auctionwebsite.db file is created to store and retrieve data from the database. It is an SQLite database and creates an initial test item and an initial expire test item, as well as an admin role or an admin user and a test seller user. Once the page is loaded up, you can direct the top left of the page to go and browse the auctions that are listed within the database. However, if you are not currently logged in, you will not be able to bid on any auctions. You can navigate to the top right of the page in order to log in with an account if you have one stored in the database. Otherwise, if you do not have an account in the database, such as this email, notanAccount@gmail.com, which you can see is not stored in the database on any of the users, once I press login, it says invalid email or password, in which you can click the register link over here, which will redirect you to the register page in order to create an account. You can then fill in the information that you want for your username, email, password, and make sure that the passwords are verified. Whenever you are inputting your password, it'll display the requirements needed in order to create an account on our website. You can then click the register button and it creates an account for you in the database and redirects you to the login screen. Once I refresh the database, you can see that notanAccount@gmail.com is now registered in the database with the password being hashed in the database. I can then log in with the account that was created in the database and it will show me in the top right and create a session in the database for the user. Once I sign out of the account, it will destroy the session in the database and return me to the login screen, which I will log into the admin account that is created on database initialization for the demonstration purposes. I can then go and browse auctions and then bid on an auction that is currently active. I can input a bid that is higher than the current bid, and it will tell me that the bid is placed successfully and update the current bid in the database. As you can see on the right, the new reserve price is $56. Once you try to bid a lower amount, it will not allow you to bid and it will not update the bid in the database. There is a basic profile page in which the user's information that's stored in the database is displayed on the profile. However, at the moment, you cannot edit this information from the website directly. You can navigate to the selling and listing tab over here to create an auction. Once you input all the information that you want for your auction, you can set an end time. However, the end time cannot be the current date. It must be a later date in which it's displayed by the calendar here. And then once you create an auction, the starting bid must match the format that is displayed here, and then it'll allow you to create the auction, in which it will then redirect you to the screen that you have made your new auction upon using dynamic page loading with Flask. If it is an ongoing auction and the seller is matching the current user that is logged in, you cannot bid on your own auction. However, if I log into another account, I can pull up this auction and bid from it there. Before I demonstrate that, I will go to this expired listings tab to allow me to demonstrate the Stripe payment method, in which I will click this auction and press pay with Stripe. At the moment, that button is not currently limited to only the auction winner. It just displays on the expired auctions, so code will need to be added in order to achieve that. From this page, we can go ahead and use our test cards. Since this is in test mode, we can go back and redirect back to the website to show the payment was canceled, or we can input one of the test cards provided by Stripe in order to test the payments on the website. Using Stripe's provided 4242 card number, we can use any email, any expiration date, as long as it's in the future, as well as any CVV and name. And once we press pay, it'll process the payment on the website and redirect us back to the payment success screen. At the moment, the rest of these pages are just filler pages, which do not exist currently, which either do not link you to the pages or will display a 404 page not found error due to this not having the page implemented yet, in order to focus on the functionality of the auction processing. Once we go over to the user tab up here, we can sign out, which will destroy the session and redirect us to the login page. From there, I can log in with the account we created earlier, assuming that I can input the right password, in which it will redirect us to the index page. We can go to browse auction and look at the new created test auction that was created today by the admin user earlier and repeat.
Today, we present the results of our joint research into the complexities of artificial intelligence, with a particular emphasis on the technology's boundaries and suitable uses in 2023. Our team effectively navigated the complex terrain of AI issues through meticulous project planning, Gantt charts, tracking, and milestone presentations. The project report explores our findings and suggestions in detail, acting as a thorough guide. Our combined commitment highlights the significance of using AI responsibly, guaranteeing a time when technology improves lives while upholding moral principles. I value our team's dedication to working together to complete this project successfully.
When it comes to the summary of skills utilized, we spent many hours tweaking our prompts to get the best results from ChatGPT-4. We were able to get front-end development skills such as HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Flask, and even the back-end development for SQL Alchemy. ChatGPT-4 was able to recommend to hash the passwords and use HTTPS framework to host the website and input sanitization to prevent SQL injections. Backend development and development practices include testing on the website.
For our collaboration, we used Microsoft Teams and GitHub. Teams was used for team meetings, deliverables coordination, and deliverables file hosting. GitHub was used as a code repository and hosted various builds of the project website for team members to download and test. The project was managed through Microsoft Project. Various tasks and milestones were noted and made in the application. Timeframes for each task were given based off of the milestone due dates assigned by our professor. A Gantt chart with the timeline was implemented to help the team and professor visualize how the project tasks will flow into one another and how long each task will last for.
Project challenges we face pursuing this task centered around ChatGPT-4 accuracy and efficiency. We broke down how to effectively phrase input to thoroughly present ChatGPT with enhanced prompts due to the observed limitations that AI failed to generate a full deliverable based on one prompt. The next major issue was our collective web development skills and knowledge base being at a beginner level. Due to this, critiquing the code generated became incredibly arduous. Increased visits and references to Stack Overflow and other code development sites became a necessity to move over this hurdle. In addition, the collaboration to integrate front-end and back-end development became a blurred line as delegation of database, functional processes, and the website. Due to the limitations found, we split the database into the back end and moved the functional processes of the website to the front end. This allowed for prompts to generate effective results that could easily be managed. ChatGPT recommends this type of segregation of code development. Furthermore, website interfacing was a separate challenge, as accurately prompting for aesthetic needs through ChatGPT did not always provide a quality product. Remediating the prompts and piecing together aspects got us through the web integration challenge. Finally, despite the weekly check-ins and milestones, we briefly faced the challenge of setting the in-between checkpoints among ourselves when it came to initial draft, testing period, and the launch of the product. Overall, collective teamwork and persistent prompting from ChatGPT got us through the finish line and left us with an abundance of understanding the limitations of AI.